Hello, welcome to my Tutorials Corner. This is Abhi and you're watching part 15 of WPF Tutorials video series. In this video, we will learn the slider control in WPF. The slider control lets the user to select a numeric value between a range of values. This is a combination of a thumb and a line which can be in vertical or in horizontal order. Let's look at this with an example. You can see there is a very simple slider control on the screen. Let's flip to Visual Studio and create the slider control. First of all, I'm going to create a stack panel. Inside that, I will put my slider control. Let's set its vertical alignment to center, and I'm going to give it some margin. So this should leave some spaces from all the sides. Let's go ahead and create the slider control. To create the slider control, there is a very simple syntax. Type slider, and this should create the slider here. Let's go ahead and run this code. You can see there is a very simple slider control. Let's talk about the properties of the slider control. I'm going to talk about the tick frequency property. So what is tick frequency? The tick frequency determines the total number of ticks between the minimum to maximum value inside the slider control. So if the value is from 0 to 100 and the tick frequency is set to 5, then the total number of ticks from this starting position to this ending position are going to be the maximum value divided by the tick frequency. So if the tick frequency is 5 and the maximum value is 100, then 100 divided by 5 is equals to 20. So the total number of ticks from this to this position is going to be 20. So that's the tick frequency. Let's go ahead and create the property tick frequency. Let's stop this and now set the tick frequency is equals to 5. And with that, we will have to provide the tick placement. So this can be both bottom right, top left, or none. Let's set this to both. What the tick placement does, if we will set this to both, then the ticks are going to display on the top and at the bottom of the slider control as well. If we will set this to bottom right, then the ticks are going to display to the bottom, and if we will set this to top left, then the ticks are going to just display on the top. So that's the tick placement property. So we have set this to both so that ticks are going to display on the top and at the bottom of the slider control as well. You can see here there is one tick and there is another. Let's go ahead and set its maximum value, and I will set this to 100. So in this way you can understand this properly. You can easily see here the ticks are. Now let's talk about the IsSnapToTickEnabled property. If the IsSnapToTickEnabled property is set to true and end user drags the thumb or clicks on the track, the thumb snaps to the nearest tick. So let's look at this with an example. I'm going to set the IsSnapToTickEnabled property to true. Let's set this IsSnapToTickEnabled is equals to true. Now if you will look at here, this is always going to move to the next tick. So that's the IsSnapToTickEnabled property. We can use the IsSnapToTickEnabled property in other cases, like if we want to get only the integer value, we are not interested in the decimal point value, then in that case we can set the IsSnapToTickEnabled property to true, and after that we can set the tick frequency to a integer number, so this should return only the integer value. So let's look at this in action. I'm going to create the value changed event, so in this way you can understand this easily. First of all, I'm going to name it slider 1, and let's create the value change event now. Also, I want to create a text box, so when I will change the value of a slider control, I want to set that value inside the text box. Text box, and let's name it with the txt slider value. Let's move to the core window, and here let's get rid of this. Here I want to set the txt slider value dot text is equals to the slider 1 dot value, and let's convert this to string. Let's go ahead and run this. You can see the thumb is only moving to the next tick. If we will change this to false, then this is going to return the decimal point values. So that's the slider control. You can find other resources here. This is my blog where you can find the code. So that's it from this video tutorial. Please subscribe, comment, let me know your suggestions. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.